Alright, well, so I'm working on my sprayer, and this pump needs to mount this way, so they say, and with the head down. So to mount it head down, and these are the mount holes that are on the tank, predefined. I think what I'm going to do is take this sheet, cut it to size, bend it to an L so it fits in here, facing up here, and I can mount the pump onto it. And the pump will be standing vertical, like right here. Question is, do I want the pump on the outside of that plate or on the inside of that plate? It's kind of access wise, it's kind of half a dozen of one, six of the other, because I can get at the fittings here or here. The inside would be a little bit more protected. I gotta remember, I'm gonna have hose coming off that side. Actually, that might have something to do with it. Which way's the flow? Flow is that way. Flow's going that way. So it might mean I might want to mount it like this, because then I can drill the pickup tube over here rather than over here. Alright, so this has got to be like 13 by 5. .5 by 5. And I can mount it here, plate coming up, drill the 4 holes for the pump onto here, and mount the pump onto there. That will be that. I've got other plate in the shop. I bought this, but I've got other sheet metal in the shop, but it's quite a bit thicker. The gauge is quite a bit more on it, and I figured this would just, it's stiff enough, but it's not adding a ton of weight, and but it should be strong enough to hold that pump, because that pump is not necessarily all that light. It's probably a couple, 3 pounds. Yeah, might be 3 pounds or so, 4 pounds. Trying to see on the box here. Doesn't say. There's the dimensions though. So it's 8 3/4 total length. Alright. Well, I don't see the weight on here though. But anyway, that should be a thick enough gauge to hold it. Alright. Well, let me go down to the shop, figure out what I'm going to use to cut that with, and move on from there. Okay, so got it cut. I just used a hand hacksaw. It was thin enough, and it had taken longer to get crap out to cut it, so it just went just as fine with the hacksaw. So I marked my foot for holes here. I gotta mark them up here as well. I'll probably just use my trusty T, line up the holes, put the other set up here, and put a bend in it, a 90, I'm not sure if I want to heat it up to bend it or not. It's not that thick a gauge. It's just thick enough, I think, to hold that pump. So I'm not sure if I'm going to heat it up to bend it. I might just cold bend it in the vise and do that. But anyway, we'll see here in a second. I'm going to get these holes drilled, this other set marked out and drilled, and go from there. It's too wide to use my vise on that bench or on that drill press. It's too wide to use on the vise on that drill press, so I'll just have to make do. Easy peasy though. It's not that thick a material. Anyway, let me get at this here. Get this finished at least. Been sitting around for a while now. Might as well get it done. All right, holes drilled. So now I got to bend. I went through, did a few passes on the holes. Broke my little tiny pilot bit, but it's what happens when you're jacking around. Anyway, onwards and upwards here. Got to do my bend, and I might spray paint it, and that'll be that. There we go. On the 90. I just beat it with my mallet. Bent it a bit with some pressure with my hand and beat it with the mallet. And voila. Bracket. 4 pump. Now I'll go take it and dry fit everything, and if it works out, scrub it down with a little mineral spirits and paint it and be on with it. All right, so I found I'm working back on my tank, and so I think I have the plate just about ready. I need to go clean it up and paint it. Got a little adjustment to do on one of these holes down here, but I noticed, so I think I've already stripped out a couple of these holes. The screws run, the number 10 screws run down and they're okay, but not much bite. But I found in my myriad of stuff these, and I think these will work fine because I can run this down into here. It's bigger, it's got a thicker bite thread, so I can run it down in there, and it's pretty shallow. These aren't, that's what I think I did, is I ran the screws down too far and tried to tighten them up, and it just stripped it because they're pretty shallow. Anyway, I think I'm going to use these because then I have a bolt, a nylock that can go on top. So I'm going to put some flex glue in here, run these down. I got 4 of those, came off of a vehicle or something, I don't know what I have them from, and that'll give me a pedestal to mount this on for the pump. So I think that'll work out just swell. They're zinc, so they're not corrosive. So I'm going to put some flex glue on there and run these guys down in there. That's what I'm going to do. Pretty cool. All right, well, I got the these little stud things on there. Let them set and dry, and I got the bracket over in the other shop. I sprayed some Pour 15 metal prep on it, rinsed it off. So it's supposed to be pretty dry, obviously, before you paint it. And then I have some Pour 15 chassis paint. I have some brush on. I got some spray, various things, but probably just spray it with the Pour 15, and that should keep it from rusting up and whatnot, since this will have chemicals on it. And slowly getting there with it, just kind of farting along here. Come out in the evening, take a few minutes to do a little something on it. So these are pretty cool little gizmos, and then So here's the nuts. They're nylock with a flange on them, so that'll hold that pump down there nicely. And I'm gonna mount the pump facing this way with the bracket going the bracket's going to be coming this way, and the pump will be mounted on the inside of it here, so that way it's pushing straight down on it versus the pump being mounted on this side of the face of the bracket. Then it'd be trying to pull it that way. So this way it'll actually be a little bit more sound, won't put as much stress on here, and the flow will still be going that way. So I'll drill my pickup tube over in here somewhere, probably like right there or something like that. See where it ends up over here, and drill my hole for the pickup tube. I got to get a pickup tube unless I just use PVC or hose. The only thing about the hose is hopefully, you know, if it doesn't collapse, which it shouldn't. It's pretty thick walled stuff, but we'll see. Anyway, so that's about it for tonight, and that'll be it. Protect the Republic, love all my friends and family, and try to do something positive. And peace. That's a wrap. All right, I'm gonna see about painting my bracket tonight. I was gonna do it last night, but gonna get around to it. It was raining like a pig out, so just wasn't feeling up to it. But anyway, let me go get the bracket painted up. There's the Mutleys. See, it's getting dark early now. Daylight savings time and all. Gets it dark way early. All right, let's head to the shop here. All right, that's what's gonna get painted. It looks like rust, but it's that metal treatment stuff that I put on it. But anyway, so I'm gonna paint this. Move on. All right, gotta shot it with the coat of paint. I'll just let it dry overnight. It's a little warm in here. It's cold outside, but I actually might have to hit the sides of this a little bit. Let me do that before I head in. But that'll be my bracket. Hold the pump for my soft wash. There's what I used. It's a POR 15 product. I've used it on some of my vehicles before. Well, you know, it works. All right, well, let's let dry overnight now. Do a little bit more tomorrow. All right, that's my my posts in my tank. I think those will work out just dandily. Flex glued in. So should hold that pump on there nicely. Get that bracket dried. I can start setting this thing up tomorrow. I gotta see where it lands so I can drill my pickup tube hole properly, or in the proper spot area. So all right, well, that's it for tonight. Short and sweet for this evening. So I'm back to my soft wash tank here a little bit this morning, and so I put a quick blast of the POR 15 on this. It's good enough. You can see some of the streaks on it. That's left from that prep, that sulfur prep on there, which I don't really care about. Well, it's fitting pretty good. Right on. Right on. It's cool. So I'm gonna fit the pump to the inside here. That way it's pushing weight down in here rather than having this flipped and the pump hanging off the back side of it. I think this is a little bit more structurally sound, given I'm not still not how much confidence I have in those plugs staying in, those studs staying in the these plastic grommets like this. We'll see. This is actually pretty straight here. I got a little happy with the grinder, made it a little thinner so it's optical illusion, but it's pretty well straight. All right, well, let's get on with some of this here. So of course I don't have the 2 bolts or nuts on the back of the studs here, but I don't even know if I had lowered this. You know, I had a little bit of room. I didn't want to lower it too much because I needed room to get it fittings and stuff, but I mean, I could put in a small piece of L bracket in that goes across the bottom there. That would help stiffen it up, tack it on there. That would certainly help stiffen it up. Put it on the inside radius of that 90. Drill a couple of holes for these to bolt down on it since I have room. I might need to do that. I gotta think about that, but in the meantime that means I gotta get on loading up some wood here. So, and then, so this is how things go with me. I bought these thinking I needed something else to bolt the frame, the bracket down to the tank. So I ordered these, but in the meantime I'd found those little unique studs I had stashed away in one of my drawers. I bought these thinking, well, maybe these, I could use these to mount the pump to the bracket. Too short. These are too big. I'd have to re-drill the hole in the plate and in the pump, which is doable, and I still may do that, but I'm not sure what that buys me, other than I don't have 2 of these, which I like these because of the smooth heads, and I can always cut the length off on this side of them. But I found for that size too, stainless nylock nuts and some small stainless washers. So I kind of like the idea of using the smaller hardware, that's for sure. This is various stainless stuff I was trying to use. I only brought 2. I needed I have over there in the garage, or in the shop, I have deep well 1/4 inch metrics, but I didn't have any over here, which pissed me off when I was having to work on the F350 with the starter. Little cheap set of picks. Was supposed to get, they're supposed to be only like 99 cents. They didn't give me the discount on them. I'm thinking for $1, man, what the hell, cheapos. But so this is my first set of Icon, and to me they kind of were a balance of in between, because Craftsman aren't made in the US anymore. So they're a little bit more, so it really, I really, stupid as it is, I really had to like force myself into it. But when I saw, you know, made in China with Craftsman, and there's lifetime warranty, it's Harbor Freight, you know, so they're kind of around now. We have one right here local in little nowhere Delaware. So I kind of had to push myself to do this, but they were $30 for 11, I believe, which was a little bit more than the Craftsman, but like less than the Williams and Snap-on and stuff like that. So we'll see, we'll give it a try. And we've got a local Harbor Freight, so easy peasy, man. See what it is. See, like that's Craftsman there. A lot of my stuff is Craftsman, most. I have some SK, Williams, Snap-on, you know, Blue Point stuff. But as we can see here, this is a mass of my Snap-on stuff. This isn't though. This happened when I was working on the tree shredder. It's a Proto. Craftsman, working on the tree shredder, trying to bust a nut loose. That takes some shit, man, to bust a thick-walled impact. But I did it, and it's a Craftsman. Craftsman that shit it out, 1/4 inch. Craftsman. Craftsman. So I better be able to replace them. The last time I took something in for Craftsman, they didn't give me a warranty on it. And that was like some years ago, so I started getting turned off to them then and started picking up like some Williams shit and whatnot. But anyway. All right, well, let me get on with getting some wood moved, loaded and moved. All right, well, today is it's Sunday, but it's very blustery out. There were like small craft warnings and things of that nature going on, and it's holding true. It is very windy out today, and therefore I'm going to do a little bit more on my forever never ending tank. You can see I put in a bracket here, a little aluminum. I had some aluminum, so I put in a bracket which has increased the strength. It's not as wobbled. It wobbles a little bit, but it's not going to bend so much anymore. That stud came loose, so I used some more adhesive, but man, I got that adhesive, this stuff. I put electrical tape. I don't know if anybody has what a trick is to keep crap from not drying out in tips of caulking tubes, or not, you know, just of tubes of stuff. You can never keep that. You either got to use it all or just basically throw it away. But I had that stuff everywhere because it came out the back by the plunger because the tip was plugged. I thought I had it unplugged. Anyway, I had that shit everywhere. On my hands. You can kind of see. Well, you can't see too well, but I had stuff all over. I mean, this you can't see. I have it. See that paper towel? Glove is covered with it. I got it, wiped it all off inside there. I mean, I had this stuff everywhere. It was just a bad scene, but I think I got it. I just kind of a hand put in my 90 to the side here to see where that's going to come in, and it comes like right on that thing. I was thinking of actually hard lining that to PVC, but given where it comes down to, which is right on that edge of that thing, I don't want to do that. I think I'm going to use my hose. It should not collapse, pretty sturdy. Use my hose so I can have it set back a little bit and then put it up onto that T. All right, my fine feathered friends, my friends of the feather. So I'm back on my sprayer, and I think I have my fittings worked out. So I had to go from a 1/2 inch female thread, which is the inlet on the pump, and take that to a 3/4 inch male, and then put a 3/4 inch female 90 to a 1/2 inch hose, and that got me just about where I needed from my distance between here. So I got to pull that in a little bit, but that was about the distance I needed. It was just the combination of things between here and here to get that. Everything else was like too long or too short. So I'm thinking that was the solution. We'll see here. I wish it was not quite as long. I was hoping to kind of come in at about right here. I'm a little further out this way than I care to be, but I think it'll still miss the cap and all. So we'll see. I think that might work. That's the best chance I have so far. So let me see what goes on here. Okay, so I'm using the Blue Monster to do my pipe sealant here. For the pipe thread on here. And then this will go on there. But now I need to find my wrench that I was just using. So give me a moment here. Alright, so what I'm thinking here is that my hose will kind of go in at this here angle. I'll stop in at the garden shed and pick up my wand that I made and the switch. I've got a couple of switches for stuff like this for my sprayer, so grab that switch as well, and all good, Ernie. So see how this turns out. Right on. All right, so we're gonna see just how bad I can screw this up here. I need a marker. Say so to bridge this. I think that'll do it. We'll find out here in a second. All right. So trusty drill, and I grabbed one of my bigger bits. I think that does, it's pretty good for the diameter of the hose. I want it tighter than looser. There's the hose. I think this bit's pretty damn close to the OD of this hose. So let's see what happens, peeps. Okay, let's see if this hose will work. If it's gonna work, think that is going to be it. All right, peace for the night. It's actually Thanksgiving, so I'm out in the detached garage because I'm gonna try to get a couple things done here today before enjoying Thanksgiving. I'm going to see if I can't finish this up, which means I think that's good to go. might actually need to pull that black pickup tube out a little bit further. Alright, so I am going to take this black pickup tube out. I'm going to leave that 90 on the bottom, but I'm going to drill holes through it. It's kind of, and then if need be I can plug the tip of it and that'll act like a strainer a little bit. But I'm also not going to bring it up as far. I'm going to have it set down on the deck of the tank here, so it has maximum pickupism. Anyway, just so I can have it down to the bottom of the tank. Well, I'm saying one thing. It's not easy getting that tube back out, off of there and back out. I had to take the pump off, which I didn't have fully mounted anyway, but once this thing goes in, it is not a just easy task to get it off that barb and so on and so forth. So, but I got it, and I'm going to drill some holes, little small holes in it down here. Just help with its pickup. Right on. Get at it. I think I have a small enough drill bit up here that I'm thinking of, so let me grab the drill. Alright, so I got plenty of holes drilled in it. Lowered it into the tank a little further. Got it reconnected up here. So next we'll be fixing this. Getting that fitting and the hose and wand on for over there. And I think I'll be ready to give it a whirl. Right on. Makes me happy, man. Alright, so I got pretty much all this stainless hardware except this stuff down here, which was zinc. Stainless studs, stainless nylock, stainless washers. The little washers on here are not stainless, but these are stainless number 10s, stainless nylock nuts, stainless clamp, little stainless nub holding the cap on. So hopefully that'll reduce on the rust. The plate, you know, is just a steel plate, but I've coated it with Por 15 metal coating and then painted it with some Por 15 paint. The brackets aluminum. So anyway, the point of all that is hopefully I won't get a lot of corrosion on fittings and things of that nature. Fittings over here, this is nylon, and the black one is a I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's for harsh environments, chemicals. It's actually more durable than the nylon, but the nylon won't the SH won't jack up and make the nylon brittle and crack and whatnot. So now I got to put my barbed fitting in over here, male to barb, connect that hose, and I have a connection already in the gator, so I'll just plug this into that and see what happens. Cool. Okay, so stupid simple thing that took me forever to get done, but it's done. Mounted, pickup hose and tube. I really would have rather had that bent over this way further, but that's the way it wound up. Low hose. probably too long. And then my little handy dandy wand. Should put some type of quick connect down here, but that'll work for now. So cool. Like that. Gotta figure out somehow to secure this line to the tank. I'll figure that out at some point in time here. But I'm gonna give it a try, man. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I took the drone up, got some footage of the roof beforehand. So let's see what happens here now that I crank it up here a little bit. See what happens with my my new little soft washer here. Turn it on. Don't squirt me. Let's see if I can get the roof up there. And that sun's a killer. Sure, this camera's getting beat to hell right now by the sun. Alright, well, let's see how that does. Shuts off. Cleaned it up. That's awesome. So let's go try the other side now. I think I left it on. Right on. Well, my little gizmo's working, man. Probably would have been just better at the end of the day to go buy one, but what's the fun in that? Huh, let's see what happens over here. Look at this green. Yeah, get off of there. Come on. All right. There we go. Do I have a kink in it now? Yes. No. No kink. Huh. Huh. Well. What did I just do? No kink, no kink. Fuse, she is good, that fuse. No, that fuse is good. it was that fuse that cracked out. Huh. Max amp is 17. So it looks like I need to put a 20 in there. Well, that answers that question. Answers that question. I need to rinse off this roof anyway. I have plenty of 20s. I got 15. So let's see. It says max amp's 20. So let's see what happens if I put a 20 off up in this thing here. The other two in line that are in line are smaller. But there's one that came with it. Let's see what happens here now. So now another one has popped somewhere. It's kind of funny how this started working and now it just didn't. Yep. 10. I think that micro one's a 20. We'll see. Okay, see what happens now. There she goes. All right. All right, let's see how this, and it sounds a killer. Broke my sunglasses, so this camera's probably like right in there. All right, so now we're on the back side here. Can already see a diminished green on this, that's for sure. That's cool. It's not going to rain I don't think, for any time in the near future, so you could just, I think in theory you can just spray this stuff up there and let the rain, leave it and let the rain deal with it, but I don't know when that's going to happen, and I want to see how it works out.
Guess Carol's here now.
Oh, I was out.
Oh gosh, she's here too. I told you.
Yeah, okay.
He knows. No, he doesn't. Yeah, he knows. Backing it up, that's all.
I was out. I told Roger I'd.
Set the traps?
No, I'd tell him I'd go back and get footage, some drone footage of further back overhead, see if I see any deer.
Did you?
Can't see any. But that's fairly noisy though. I think they hear that thing and they,
Like,
yeah, they check out. So anyway. Alright, so I'm on my phone video now because I added my pressure gauge. So that was really the last thing I needed to do to top off my sprayer. Got my nozzle, the adjustable fan spray, the valve, plenty of hose, a 1/2 inch inside diameter hose, 5.5 gallon per minute pump with the shut off and all that good stuff on it. Got pressure gauge fitting in. So that's pretty much a complete unit. Done with it. That's a good score. Anyway, so that's it for soft wash. I already used it, and unless the mix was too light again, it really didn't do shit for the black markings on the shingles of this building. So I guess I'll have to figure that. But anyway, that's about that, folks. So all I can say is peace, and you know, have a great afternoon.